Oh, this is what I bought, and this is my mistake. I'm sorry. This is a 1966 Ford Galaxie 500. The plan was to turn this into the car from Crazy Taxi. I had an appointment lined up with Speed Pro out of Harrisburg to make a custom wrap for this with a taxi checkerboard pattern going down the side. And unfortunately, the frame is all rusted underneath. In order to make this car safe and roadworthy, the body would have to come off the frame. The frame would have to get boxed in, re-welded, everything cut out, or possibly replace the frame entirely. It's not worth doing. And RCR is not a rich enough YouTube channel to justify that type of cost. It's a shame. Look how nice the interior is. I don't know if this interior was redone or if this is original. It has the feeling of like high school bus seats. But underneath, there was a lot of, as Jay Leno would say, fixes on fixes on fixes. And I'm not even upset at the previous owner, because I should have been a better inspector of this car. Underneath the car, I looked at the wrong side of the frame. I looked at the outside of the frame, not the interior, inborn side of the frame. Bruce, the second he had this up on the lift, saw that it's all rusted through. The car holds together, but does it pass PA inspection? No. And I'm not putting classic plates on this because I intended to drive it at night and drive the wheels off this thing. In Pennsylvania, you can't have... you're limited to mileage if you put antique or classic registration on a car. It's leaking oil, it's leaking transmission fluid, it's leaking radiator fluid. The only thing that's not leaking is the rear diff. Speaking of the rear diff, that's probably the most valuable thing on this car right now. The rear diff is a 9-inch. 9 inches are very valuable to people who make high horsepower Fords, even sort of like modern resto mod ones. And this is a third generation Galaxie, they put a 3-link on the rear end. So this thing honestly handles, for a gigantic whale of a car, it handles quite nice. The engine that's in it is a 302. In 66, it shouldn't have that. It should, if it had a small block, it had a 289. I'm guessing some point in this car's history, the 289 was replaced with a 302. The transmission, I think it might be a C4. I have the I have the stamp number. You can look it up. The body is kind of a Earl Scheib paint job. It's chipping and flaking in places, but that wasn't a concern of mine because it was going to be wrapped. The spring, one of the front springs, was put on wrong. It's sticking out a little bit on the side. If it wasn't for the frame being rotted through, this car would be salvageable. Also, the rear body mounts are not hooked up. So the rear end of this car, the trunk, isn't attached to the frame. It's just kind of sitting there. Oops. Nick and I are going to take one last ride, and maybe we can cruise around a little bit before whoever DMs me or sends me an email makes me an offer on this vehicle. Well, that's it, guys. I'm sorry. Crazy Taxi. Looks like it's not happening. I spent $7,500 on this, thought I got a fantastic deal, and now I'm out $7,500. So who wants this? Literally, just get in my DMs or regularcars@gmail.com. You want this? Name your price. It's got a serviceable engine and transmission, and actually the interior is nice too. Just got to unload it. Whether or not I'm going to buy another one, well, if I buy another one, I'm taking it to Bruce first before I buy something. So thank you, Bruce. Yep. For finding these problems before. So it's a sobering day, but I learned my lesson. Do a pre-purchase inspection first before you buy something. Could have been worse. Could have been a second gen Galaxie, and I would have spent 20 grand and been out that. So, well, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to take the top down, have a nice drive home, and call it a life. that guy making a U-turn right there on 61, blocking people. Oh wait, there's my hubcap from before. It's over there. Last time I lost the hubcap, it flew off. I gotta go back and get that.
Going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I am going to... There's a reason people like Flowmasters. They sound like that. There's also no fourth gear. I think that's the fastest anybody's driven. Or she always went 70 up this hill. But take it out. A car that's 57 years old. And we're just rolling like this. It's awesome. The turn signals are odd. They're all the way. There's the right one is way over here and the left one's way over there, like nowhere near your line of sight. This car has a... Which lane are you in there, buddy?
I was looking over to see if they had a side mirror over here.
Yeah, there's no side mirror over here.
The visibility on this side mirror is terrible.
Yeah, and this is no better.
Yeah, this is non-existent.
Yeah, you honestly just use your head and you look around.
Yeah.
Man, this car would have been awesome. But Brian, you didn't. Well, now you know. Like, the feeling that you have right now, this uggo feeling that you made a mistake, but you learned.